Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's me again, JC with Wedge Concepts. And in this video, I'm going to help you get your financial house in order for 2021. All right, so let's get right to it. Hey, thank you for stopping by my channel. I really appreciate it. So since it's 2021, it's time that we start to get our financial house in order. All right, new year, new beginnings, new resolutions. So one of the first things that we want to do in 2021 is come up with a financial plan. Okay, now I don't know if you heard this before, but they say an idiot with a plan will always beat a genius who doesn't have one, right? So you got to come up with a plan. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start small, right? The first thing you want to do is you want to take an audit of your finances, okay? You want to look at your bills, look at your expenses, your loans, look at your savings, look at your retirement, the 401k, the Roth. You want to look at your emergency fund. And of course, you got to look at your income, okay? So just do an audit, all right? Shouldn't be difficult. If you haven't done so before, this would be a good chance for you to do that. And then you can do this periodically every 6 months or even once a year. Now, the goal of this is that you'll be able to come up with a number. I always say know your number, right? That number is your monthly expense number. So that means that if my number was $24.50, that means that $2,450 a month, not only can I pay all my bills, but I can also eat and also have gas in the car. Okay. So you want to make sure that you know your number, that you get an audit of all your stuff. You know where you stand. Now, your salary should be able to cover your lifestyle as well as your expenses. Now, everyone wants to, make six figures a year, and I get that. But unfortunately, less than 10% of U.S. workers actually make six figures. And if you're talking about people who aren't in management or some type of leadership role, I mean, you're talking about maybe 80, 85. You're going to top out. But it's rare. Again, less than 10%. And you can Google that and check that. So anything that I tell you, you can go ahead and Google it, and I definitely, won't be offended. So now that, you got your audit together, you know what your number is, you know how much you make, you got your savings and everything, you know where your numbers are. So just for kicks, right? What we're going to do is we're going to look at the median income, household income. And I chose Houston, Texas, because I have mad love for my family, as well as the city of Houston. That's my second home. I can't wait to go back out there. So what I did was I went to consensus.com. Consensus.gov. And I searched Houston, Texas. And I looked and found the 2015 to 2019 census. And it said the average household income is $53,000. Okay. Now, don't forget, a household could be two people, it could be one person, it could be four people, a family, whatever. Now, just by doing this one step alone, that's already going to show and demonstrate that, you're taking this seriously, right? That you're not the average joker, that you're ready to make some change. So I'm telling you, go do this, just follow along, just go ahead and do that. And so since it's 53,000, we're just going to round it and say 50,000. So that means that the average household in Houston is making $50,000. Now, are you making $50,000? So what you want to do is just do a Google search. You can say jobs in Houston, 50,000 a year, or 50,000 per year salary jobs, Houston, Texas. Just do it. You'll see Indeed, ZipRecruiter. You'll see all these things come up. Now, what you want to do is you want to look for these jobs, see what jobs are out there. This is not necessarily for you to apply for them, but this is just to see what jobs in your area are making see what jobs in the area are paying out $50,000 or around that. Then you can try to find something and say, this is something that I would like to do. You can look at the description. Of course, you can definitely apply for it, and you want to change your resume and do all this stuff to make sure it fits, because you at least want the interview. But you can also see what kind of skills you need for that particular job. So the idea is that if you want to make 50, find out what jobs are paying 50, and you go after those jobs. Don't try to sit around and hope that your job that you're in is going to eventually get you to 50. Now, if you're at 48,000, then of course, you're probably a couple bonuses away, a couple years away from 50. But this is just, the average Joe. Now, the second thing, you want to have a side gig, okay, where you don't want to trade your time for your money, okay? So you're 9 to 5. You work 40 hours, you get a paycheck. You trade 40 hours of your time for a paycheck. Whether you're very good at your 40 hours or not, you still get that paycheck. So you're trading your time for your paycheck. So what you want to do, you want to find a side gig that is service-based or commission-based, right? Because you want something where, again, it's not hourly, but it's based on the job completed. So if you're doing hair, or you're a barber, nail technician, if you have some type of mobile car wash service, go to Fiverr, Fiverr. That allows you to freelance, and you can actually see what kind of jobs are out there and post jobs for you to do, whether it be proofreading, technical writing, web design, all types of stuff out there. So again, your goal is to be able to get paid for each job completed, not necessarily for a time. You understand what I'm saying? So if you do get a side hustle, right, you want to make sure that you actually get an LLC. And I'm going to talk about starting an LLC and getting that started, and creating one, and the benefits of creating your own LLC. It will cost you money. In DC, the total with the business license, everything was about $600 and something. I don't know how much is in your area, but just think about this. You start an LLC, right? You file all the paperwork. Don't cut no corners. Get the EIN, get the articles of organization, even open up a business savings or checking account. Get your business licenses so you're able to actually operate in the city of Houston and Harris County. And so now you can start getting all these tax write-offs. Then when you go ahead and do your Fiverr, or you cutting hair, or you doing whatever, the printing t-shirts, whatever the case may be, now you got yourself a little business that's a service, and you can get tax benefits from that. You understand what I'm saying? All right. So 2021, right? We're going to kill it this year. All right. So again, make sure your LLC is legit, because what you don't want to do is you don't want to get the EIN number and just throw some name on there, and all of a sudden you go to file your taxes, then you get audited, and come to find out you didn't file, you're operating illegally, and it can actually be a lot worse. So, depending on what kind of business you're doing, if you can add anywhere from 10 to 20 hours, meaning, how many jobs you can get in that time, because you don't want to get a side hustle where, you're taking away from your family and your friends and your personal time, but you want to do something that you enjoy, right? All right. Third thing. You want to invest in yourself, okay, over the next 12 months, right? Or next year, whatever the case may be. You want to invest in whatever skills will increase your talents, something that will self-improvement, anything that can possibly lead to a raise or a new job. You want to invest in some kind of skills that will have a payoff. I mean, we're talking about, if you're doing, let's say, communication skills, then you may want to find a job that has something to do with writing, reading, speaking. You understand what I'm saying? So if you're going to pick up computer skills, make sure you're able to use those skills in that job. So you want to pick up something that you can actually use that's going to gain you more money. And again, if you go back to the previous steps, or one of the previous steps, when you look at the jobs in Houston that pay $50,000, you can see what kind of skills they have or they need, and you can get one of those skills so you can get that $50,000 job. That way you don't got to worry about a side hustle. All right. Now the next thing, this is a tough one. You want to try to live below your means as you're going through this transition, right? So 2021 is going to be a transition, okay? So from January, February, all the way in, you're transitioning. So you want to live below your means, which means you're not spending your entire income, okay? You have some money left over you're saving, okay? Now, most folks can't because they just don't earn enough. But if you can find ways once a week to make that one sandwich as opposed to eating out, then do it, all right? Now, next step. You got to learn how to, or next tip, however you want to call it. You want to learn to manage your money, okay? You got to manage your finances. You got to do better in 2021. Don't forget, you've already taken the audit, okay? You already got the audit of your finances. You know your number, okay? You want to track your spending and your expenses. You want to make a budget, okay? If you don't know how to make a budget, I got you. Broke budgeting. I'm going to put a link somewhere at the bottom. 5 simple strategies. It's on Amazon, paperback, and Kindle, okay? Real short book. You want to be able to automate your expenses, auto bill pay. I'm not a fan of it. I like to control my money. I like to tell it when it's going out of my account. I can't wait to get to the point where I can tell it to come in as well, but I control when it goes out. But now you can set up automation to where your bills are being paid automatically, as well as money being sent to your savings. So as soon as the direct deposit hits, you can even set up so that way with your company that as soon as it hits your account, it won't even hit your check and it'll go right to your savings, but you want to automate. All right. Very good. So now the next thing we want to do is we want to save and then invest. Okay. So if you're ever telling yourself, I'm going to start saving once I have more money. I'm going to start saving once I pay this off. I'm going to start investing once I get this new job. I'm going to start investing once I make more money. 2021. Okay. This is when you're going to start doing it. You're going to start saving in 2021 and you're going to start investing in 2021. Okay. I'm going to hold you to it. Now, if you aren't making enough money to save and invest, then you got 2 choices really, right? You can earn more income, right? Or you can reduce your spending. Choice is yours. You got to do one of those if you want to save and invest in 2021. All right. Now, the last step is the easiest. Please try to avoid any new debt. Now, the car needs to get fixed. I get that. You may even get a new car. Look, tax refunds. I get that. Vacations. Everybody's waiting to go somewhere. But try during this transition. 1 year. We already been through the pandemic. And I guess it's still going on. But, excuse me. Just try to avoid any new debt if you can. You don't want to get further into debt as you're transitioning. All right. So hopefully you can find some of these nuggets in here. I said I wasn't going to say nuggets. You can find some tips, some tidbits in here that you find useful. Hopefully you can just go back and watch the video all over again. Start from the beginning, get your pen and paper, take some notes. Really good information in here for your 2021. Get your financial house in order, right? So as you know, do me a favor. Do not click the subscribe button. Do not click the like button. But do me a favor. Take this information, apply it in your lives, share it with your family and friends, and let's all build something great together. All right? Till the next time, catch you later. Peace.